Women in violent relationships, but it's the women being violent. Part 3. So we can talk forever about how we got here. But what relevance is that doing to women of today? Because I'm not too sure if they even respect, appreciate, love anything women before them, the generation before them, were doing. If it wasn't difficult enough for women, okay, becoming aggressive, unapproachable, to be non-understanding, to be non-feminine, and trying to act like your masculine energy is your feminine energy, and that you can just be a brute 24/7. We do this and then wonder why we're put off from each other. Man no longer finds woman attractive and woman no longer finds man attractive. But see, while they play about with these gender roles, you've got to ask yourself, what have you been doing for the last 10, 20 years of your life that's actually made you move forward and evolve and progress? I'd very much like to hear, because what I've been watching is 2 decades of people being screwed around with, who am I, what am I don't know how I feel, I don't know what I want to wear, I don't know this, I don't know that. 10 years has gone by. So you haven't done anything. You just think you have. And now what we've got is grumpy old men and grumpy old women. And then you get the ones like us in between, who, for some reason, have still got a bun in their tail. I mean, I'm still happy. I'm still joyful. Why is that? Because I went through my healing as a woman. Rather than turn into a monster and see how much pain and anguish I could now create on top of all the pain and anguish that's already been created, well, that would be a bit dumb, wouldn't it? So come on, women, think. Look, if you read back in ancient times, you'll find, okay, that man and woman were born equal, and man would seek woman's counsel. Because when he was in that world where it's chaos, hostility, and who do you come to? The one that's calm. But you don't have that in you anymore. You don't really appreciate love that, because you haven't understood what it means to fully be a woman. So you don't value any of those skills, traits and talents that are naturally in you, that you're supposed to over experience, tweak, evolve it, you know? A wise woman, strong but gentle. Firm but caring. Not just going in now and just see all this tit for tat, copy. You can't possibly evolving. You must see that. And so now all we've got is women that don't know how to be women and men that don't know how to be men. But yet we're asking each other to find each other attractive. Not going to happen. So what do? We create a world where we get even more anxiety, more bitterness, more pain, more anguish, because we simply don't want to fix the problem. If we do not fix the problem, it's going to overflow and it's going to continue into your children, your children's children, and we're going to continue this negative energy that is flourishing around. Even people trying to have a festive season can't get past it. The energy is too negative. And that's why you're not allowed almost to celebrate anymore. That's like celebrating in a house that's burning down. That you wouldn't celebrate that. You just wouldn't. So we've got the wrong emotions with the wrong situations. We've got the wrong attitude in the wrong situations. You know, if you want to be cruel, understand what cruelty will then get you. And if you're being kind, you know what that gets you. So why people are doing the opposite and then expecting the goods is beyond me. If you're going to be cruel, accept that no one will like you. People will start to realise, oh, you're not very nice. Bad things happen when I'm around you. I'm gone. Simple. End of. There is none of this men are to blame, women to blame. We've passed that now. There's so much tit for tat, that we haven't stopped to think. That's saying, too busy getting on with it that you should. Too busy doing it that you didn't stop to think if you should. Because don't tell me you're getting any cure, any any better feeling. You are not elevating from where you are. What you are doing is you are now going to put on yourself the abuse that was done to you. Because when you become violent, you are now an abuser to yourself. You have lost respect for yourself. You never had any respect for the person that you were with, clearly, but you now have lost respect for yourself. Because to go out on the rampage, to think that if you're lucky enough to get a good man, you see that as weakness, and you look at your girlfriends and you're like, oh, he's so gonna get annihilated. Why is that your mentality? Your mentality should be, I'm lucky, I'm gifted, I've got a great chance here of growing a wonderful relationship with a really beautiful human being. Wow. You don't take that and then spit on it. You hold that like you know it's precious. Okay? But what we've got here now is people getting cocky when they land themselves either a good man or a good woman. So you start to take the piss. How do I know this? I can't speak names, but I saw it happen within in-laws. Yeah, you get where I'm going with this? And this woman, she got a new husband. He takes her on and her children, and she just, because she knows he's never going to say anything. So she's got this platform now where she can just run riot. And she got so carried away, she lost herself. She lost herself. And if you think that, oh, I'm just a woman in it, what could I possibly do to a man? You can end a man with that shit right there. I saw how his face used to be. And I saw how he suddenly just turned himself into a corner and got smaller and smaller and smaller. And there was her giving it, you're not tough. You're not tough. Would you have done that to your abuser boyfriend? Nah, because he would have knocked your head off. You wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have got in his face. But you'll get in the face of a man that's trying to help you. I've never understood that mentality. You're not funny and you're not clever, and there will be repercussions for what you're doing. So any women who have come out of an abusive relationship and you're umming and ahhing of whether you should change who you are and start attacking men, you from then onwards will not have any peace in your life. Because if that's what you're going to do is seek out other people's children, yeah, he might be in his 40s, 50s, but he's somebody's child. And you're about to actively walk into their life knowing you're going to be a full-blown cunt. You're full of shit for that. That behaviour there is what I'm talking about, is why people just dismiss. Oh, I don't like how I'm feeling. Oh, and so you go off on your little tangent and then everybody's pissed off. So now you're happy because everyone around you feels as shitty as you do. And if we are going to keep actively doing that, there will be no happiness and no joy in anyone's local vicinity, because we're all users and abusers. And remember, we are well into the decades where I don't give a fuck. Yeah, remember those words. When you're saying you don't give a fuck, look at your society. Does it emanate that? I bet it does, because it should do. That's why everywhere's so fucked up and there's such a bad feeling. It's because that's exactly what people are putting out, and now people don't like the energy they're getting back. Like I've always said to people, if you don't like what I'm saying, then maybe you should stop doing. Because how can talking about something like that but be worse than doing it? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. You are building your own environment, and then you're going to have to live in it, sleep in it, do everything in it. So I advise you, it doesn't pay dividends to turn out and be like your perpetrator. It doesn't. You are going backwards, and sadly further than them, because you knew better. You're someone that knows better. You're someone with a proper heart. You have to fight, because if we don't fight, the narcissists can't, because they're weak, remember. Strong in the face of adversity, ladies, and seek help and go inwards. But whatever you do, don't ever try to become a man, because let me tell you, you'll never be as good at being as reckless and as vicious and as violent as they can be. And on that note, my sweethearts, I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, Jah love.